I grew up in a church. I grew up in a Holy Trinity church as an Anglican up in far north Queensland with my mum and my grandparents. Going to church every Sunday, going to Sunday school. I was confirmed in that church. I also was an altar boy for our priest at that church as well. As I grew, as I got older, church just wasn't my thing. Weekends were spent partying. I then went away. I worked on cattle properties for over 15 years, which found myself most nights drinking and most weekends at a rodeo or at a camp draft doing very much of the same. I found that I was finding my solace and my happiness in women, and any woman for me was fair game. I then moved away. I moved away down to Tassie for a few months and then came back up to go to Queensland and stopped in Tamworth. This is where I met my wife and I had 3 amazing little boys, Xavier, Xander and Harry. In 2015 we moved to Bowen in far north Queensland, and in 2017 we welcomed our 4th son, our Landon. In 2018 things felt really heavy. I decided that it was time to take my family to church, and the church we went to was the Bowen Christian Family Centre. At that time, I sat up the back. I was pretty much an introvert. I remember the pastor, my mate Jason, came to me and he said, "Do you want prayer?" Because they were doing an altar call, and asked me if I wanted to give my heart to Jesus. And I said yes. So that day I gave my heart to Christ and I haven't looked back. My life today is amazing. An amazing, amazing life with my children. It hasn't been without its challenges or its seasons. Losing a child in 2020, our beautiful Briley, and my marriage breaking down in 2021, which ended in divorce. But without God, I doubt I would be where I am right now. In Jeremiah 29:11 it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And that is what He's done. My life today is so full of faith, full of love. My boys absolutely love Jesus. And I'll just say quickly, my Harry never lets us forget to pray every night before dinner and every night before we go to sleep. I serve on an amazing team, or amazing teams across the board. God has just been so good. So if there's one thing I can say to you, tell your story. If you haven't given your heart to Jesus yet and you feel like you're ready, you feel like you want more, God is there. Leave all your problems in His hands. Thank you and God bless.